Dr. Hayes interviewed David on the 31st of October 2018 and produced his report on the 20th of November. And here's, again, we need to pay close attention. I know I'm giving everyone lots of detail here, but because this is where you talk about the system failing here, Rachel, a moment ago.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where the system falls over in a way that is genuinely hard to believe once you understand what happened. So Dr. Hayes, and you see the pattern here, it's time and time again. David's not innocent, but the system keeps failing him because Dr. Hayes had not even seen David's up-to-date medical records. He didn't know that in 2015 he'd suffered a traumatic brain injury. He didn't know about the skull fracture. He didn't know about subdural hemorrhage, the subarachnoid hemorrhage, or the gliosis on the frontal lobe. He did not know that Dr. Shetty, a consultant psychiatrist, had examined David in hospital just months earlier and formally diagnosed him with this executive syndrome. So Dr. Hayes was working without any of that information, and he
Essentially,
concluded that yeah,
he was
sorry,
working on his 2011 profile of
yeah,
David, wasn't he?
exactly, yeah, and he concluded that David did not present as having any significant cognitive impairment, and that if any was present, it was unlikely to affect his fitness to plead and stand trial.
And how, might I ask, can he put his hand on the Bible and plead that he's telling the truth without all the facts? Who's let him down there, or has he let himself down?
Well, he wouldn't be able to. He wouldn't know. Oh, the doctor, you mean?
Yeah.
Because we'd never. Yeah, I don't know because I honestly don't know ages to be honest with that one.
But I also
Yeah.
think it depends how curious you are as a person, but, you just second guess, like, before I stand in that box tomorrow, have I got all the facts and all the information?
So the report that he made went to Sheffield Crown Court on the 22nd of November 2018, and it got released to both sides, defence and prosecution. And on the strength of that report, the trial was allowed to proceed.
Wow.
So the Court of Appeal, years later, would note, and I'm almost quoting here, that Doc very likely had been completely different if he'd actually seen David's medical records or known about Dr. Shetty's assessment, but he didn't. Nobody made sure he did. And so David Wood, man with a severe brain injury that nobody was telling the court about, was allowed to stand trial.
It's just not fair.
But you know what, Rach? This is why this is going to be a long episode. It gets worse.
Oh my God.